This is a story about a man. This is a story of random violence and good times.
Okay. So I probably gotta talk loud, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, like a couple nights ago, the night before last, I went to the 500 Club with a couple friends and decided to have a few drinks. It's a bar on the Mission. And there, through I don't know how or why, I met this girl. A friend of mine said, cut the crap and why don't you just make out? So she says, all right, we'll just make out. So we make out, and we're making out and everything's great. And we hang out and drink, and she got pissed because I saw this other girl and then we left. And the dudes pulled up and fucking jumped out of the car. Next thing I know, I was just getting socked in the face, looking at the guy like it's not gonna do me any good punching him. And I got socked a few times and fell, just covered my face, and they just kicked the shit out of me for a little while. It was good though, because I got to make out with the girl. I don't know. It's getting purple.
Okay. I'm gonna fade it out.
Okay. Fade. Fade. Fading fast.
I don't really remember how the whole living thing came up. We eventually, I got an apartment in the Mission, and he moved in with me. One day, went down to Guitar Center and bought a little white Fender guitar, one of those like $99 ones. And so that's what he'd do all day when I'd go to work, is he'd sit there and just noodle on the guitar. And every day I'd come home, he had only been playing like for like a week or two. And I came home one day and he had learned, he's like, Dave, check this out. And he had learned an entire Slayer song from start to finish in one day. Ethan's got just this really weird talent. When he applies himself to something, he's like the best at it, and he's completely natural, kind of like how he skates.
I was hanging out with Chris a lot, and we were getting way into this like homebrew recorded music and shit, and the whole Guided by Voices and Sebadoh deal.
Totally. I didn't even mention that. Yeah, we were making music primarily at the time. And so that was a huge inspiration for us. Like, we were just like, fuck it. Let's Bucket Brothers like it. Like, that was our little joke band. We were pressured to make a video, and it was like the winter time. It was like February. And there was all this pressure to follow up a visual sound. And Jason had like just recently left or told us he was leaving. And there was like a lot of pressure there for people, and he didn't really want to film a video part. And instead of like combusting, me and Ethan kind of looked at each other and were like, let's just have fun and go skating and put it out in a month and just like make the soundtrack and, you know, drink beer and bomb some hills. So, but I think it like people were expecting another visual sound, and that really bummed them out, some people, you know. But I think like 5-10 years later, like we all watched the video and like my friends will be like, dude, Tin Can Folklore is rad. I used to say like Tin Can Folklore was like taped together with masking tape. Like, that's how we wanted it to feel though. It's like so sketchy. Like, we did the music ourselves and filmed it in like a month, and it was just so budget. Like, a visual sound, we had like a goal and a vision, and it was very like, we had something really big to say. And with Tin Can Folklore, we had something to say, it was just not as big. It was more just like, hey, this is fun, this is skateboarding, here's us putting out a video. It was more messy, you know?
And so that was kind of the whole basis of that, like a 4-track skate video, you know, as represented in my in my part, which was me and Carney and Sean Young just like drunk off our asses at 3 in the afternoon playing Wizard of Oz theme.
You know, to me, the things that got me stoked on skateboarding are things that make me want to ride my skateboard. And like, I always kind of felt like To me, it's more the character behind it and the personalities and their style and the way they carry themselves on a board gets me way more stoked than technical videos that are competitive. It's interesting though, like the thing I always liked about Anti-Hero and Stereo was that very thing, that people would come up to me in bars and be like, dude, Stereo videos, you know, or the deluxe videos or Anti-Hero videos, they were so stoked because it made them want to skate, you know, and it made them, I think like Eastern Exposure videos and some of those videos did the same thing. Like anybody who's sitting on their couch can get up and be like, dude, Bobby Puleo found these amazing spots, or man, Ethan Fowler's got such good style, and like go skate their town handrail, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be perfect. I think it's more interesting to watch.
We felt it in the air when Stereo started and was gonna be like on fire, and you felt it in the air when its time was over with Deluxe. I was 19 when we started Stereo. So by the time we hit Tin Can Folklore, I thought I was over the hill. I was like 24. Everything has its time, man. I think it couldn't have kept going like it was, you know? It was like too rad. Anything that hits that high of a point, like, is bound to go down, you know? And I don't really even remember. I'm trying to think. I think he left for Foundation. There was this whole thing with Mickey punching Todd Swank at the ASR trade show.
Mickey Reyes was really bummed. The whole Deluxe guys were really bummed. They're telling everybody that we totally stole him from those guys. At that trade show, hanging out with Mickey Reyes, and Mickey Reyes is like, got his arm around Josh Beagle, like all bros, fun. Hey, hey, and then he'd just be like, whatever. I was sitting there talking to somebody, and Moish comes up, and he's like, hey Todd, how's it going? What's up and stuff. I'm all, kind of flinchy because Mickey's lurking around and stuff, and he's all, what, dude? Oh, did you think I was gonna punch you or something? And I'm all, no. And he was like, phoo! Punched me in the stomach, doubled over, Mickey Reyes paid him $100 to come punch me in the stomach. And I was the guy that called those guys to forewarn them and go, look, you guys need to take care of your business because your guy's not happy and stuff, and that's what we got.
Come here, man! Fuck, man! Fuck!
Let's put it this way. Getting on Stereo was like an extension of my skateboarding ethic to begin with. I never thought that I need to go to this thing to do this specific thing because that's the thing to do, ever. And I still don't, and I never will. And being around people that do that kind of thing, if I'm interested in it, I'll do it. If I'm not, I won't. The Foundation dudes offered up. I said, well, those are guys that are actually out there skating, doing their thing, get along with them, so all right, I'll do that.
I think he was our longest ever team rider on Foundation. Well, I think 10 years he rode for us straight through, and super solid, and obviously amazing skateboarder with a great style, and people are just always hyped on him. And yeah, he was a powerful and smooth skateboarder for sure.
Foundation was the rail team, and so it was, get the dudes who bust the big rails, and they were amazing skaters, still are, and just being around that was like, oh, cool, got me excited.
Yeah, it seemed like
motivation.
If you'd stayed on Stereo, it would have been like, oh, retirement part. And
yeah, at 19,
like,
that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I mean, you got to be around motivated people to be motivated, at least for a little while,
He always had fun ideas and would come in and work on crazy graphics that, people would either love or hate. The salespeople would hate them and can't sell them or something like that because it's just too crazy or something.
Talk about stick. Ow! That was my body.
It's always weird to me to see someone skating who's not dressed for skating. And Ethan definitely now, it looks like he should be picking up a guitar and not a skateboard. There's a weird kind of visual disconnect to me, but he's still that amazing skater that he always was.
I think it was last part in the last video that we did, and there was debate whether you know, he should have last part or Corey should have last part.
Man, I tell you, these kids these days, they hated that.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's great. I love it.
They were like, why doesn't Corey Duffel have last part?
Yeah, exactly. I had brought it up like as a joke just to see what would happen, like, you know, the company response. Like, well, you know, I'm not. It's been a while. I've been on this team. You know, let's say you just chuck it at the end there. And then it caused this like, oh, geez, I don't know, you know, big inter-office memos and call the skaters, hey, is that all right if Grandpa Ethan gets the last part, you know? And so it's just kind of funny to even have that. So, I mean, it's not like, I mean, it wasn't like, it wasn't an ego trip, it was the opposite. It was like, kind of like, dude, let's see what happens. You know? I want to see what happens. If this even happens. And it was great because there was so much shit talking. Like, you know, oh, that part sucked. That dude sucks. But it's probably his retirement part. You know? Which I love hearing shit like that.
Do you have any stuff we can look at? Do
I
you have
got
any
lots of stuff. There's the studio. That's the guitar.
Damn, it's a big stack.
It's a stack. It's bigger now. There's me and my Bill Murray whiskey advertisement pose.
Do you have any skate-related stuff, like, say, a stereo board?
I got nothing like that. I have the new ones. I got trippy keyboard and some ancient amplifiers.
Do you have a Bummer High board?
I have that. And that's the bus. So there's that one, and this one's got a dragon on it. There's like a sweet warrior dude down there. He's gonna face the giant blue dragon.
So what's a Bummer High?
I don't know. It's an extension of my ethic.
Badass
You ever just
trip.
get really stoned and you're having a great time and someone comes up and just completely blows it? It's dedicated to all those jerks. No, Bummer High is my love for evil music. It's about getting stomped on for just being the dude that you are. I want it to be how I see it, you know? And that's not an egotistical thing. It's not driven by that. It's just, I think it's a good way to go about things. It's a lot less stressful, you know? You do what you want, you do it well. Or, if you don't want to do it well, don't do it well. Just do it how you do it, you know? And that shit shines through 1,000 times brighter.
Any kid who gets into skating and wants to be like pro or sponsor to be in the industry doesn't realize how you're completely fucking up what you used to enjoy doing by yourself and with your friends. You know, it happens to most skaters. I mean, there's a few, like Ethan's one, who didn't allow himself to get wrapped up in the quote-unquote industry. He just did what he wanted, and fortunately for him, what he does is so good that people can't help but have to pay attention to it, you know? Yeah, he's always wanted to do Bummer High. He's been talking about that for years. Yeah, I don't think Ethan knows much about what's going on in skateboarding, which is kind of the beauty of it, I guess.
Yeah, Spanky was telling me that you don't know who a lot of the skaters are. So I was like, yeah, Ethan doesn't know much about the...
Not really. I mean, just some dudes that pique my interest.
I heard that something the other day that Josh Harmony believes that Satan buried the dinosaur bones.
Oh, does he now?
Yeah. And then you know what? At first I
interesting.
thought that was ridiculous, and then the more I think about it, I'm like, I want to start thinking that too.
I mean, that'd be cool, because I'd like to see like a physical incarnation of Satan. That would be pretty sweet, because, I mean, he's probably got a lot of shit to talk about, you know, getting kicked out of heaven and all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool to hang out.
Watch Satan bury.
We can
dinosaur
bury
bones.
something
Okay.
before the tape runs out. Maybe like in future times, people will think that God buried this. Okay. It's time. And then what? See, maybe they'll think Satan buried that and that there was no such thing as computers. Whatever, there it is. Rest well, sweet prince. Served well. There's your fucking slap form right there. Finished. Oh, watch out, shooting range. You're gonna trip over the invisible line.
Well, you got guns?
Yeah, a little BB gun. Come out here and blast away at the cans. It's fun.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.